Does anyone have directions? I feel like we are in the wrong place. But no, we are actually in Belgium, and that is the name of Hooverphonic's Eurovision 2021 song. It is called The Wrong Place. Heike, their front woman from many years ago, she is back, and a lot of people think she is in the right place. Should we talk about it? Let's do this. Yes, Belgium is back with the song The Wrong Place. They say that it is about a one-night stand gone wrong. A woman wakes up and asks, "What the beep is he doing here?" This is a more playful entry than their song Release Me from 2020. And they are, of course, back with a new lead singer. I gotta kick this off by saying I am loving Heike. She is a woman of class, experience, intensity. She could literally read the phone book, sing happy birthday, give me the list of ingredients in my shampoo, and I would listen because there's a power to her, and I think it works really well with the song. But Lucy, what do you think of the song, the lead singer, and the group?
As soon as I heard this, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting much going in. I was proven wrong. I think it is fantastic. I think it's got such a mood to it. Like it draws you in like the first second with that the note. I'm not gonna do it, but even in the music video, it's just like such like an aura around the song. It invites you in immediately, both the sound and visuals. And then you see Heike there, and her voice, it's just so sultry, and I think it's just so fantastic. Just everything about this song screams kind of like, all the sound of it screams the meaning of the song. You know what it's about immediately. And just the fact that they don't even need like rhyming couplets or anything like that. The song just moves along so nicely with that last night hook. And then it gets that chorus, and yeah, like the chorus is so fantastic. And yes, we get to the Johnny Cash line and it's a bit amusing. But like, honey, there are Eurovision fans buying Johnny Cash t-shirts right now. Like, it's so good throughout, and it doesn't get boring through the song, especially because the video, what happens to that guy at the end. But it's just, it keeps you intrigued the whole time, and then when you get to the end, you just like, a little bit, because of how just inviting it all is, despite kind of the meaning behind it. I think it is just brilliant, and I think it is such like a dramatic improvement on Release Me. Like, that's probably one of the biggest glow-ups of the year. So, and I don't necessarily think that's just because of Luca to Heike. I just think the song quality in general is so much better. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Last night, Jonathan.
For all the artists that are sort of returning from 2020 to 2021, I think my award for most improved goes to Hooverphonic. No, really, The Wrong Place and is sort of similar to last year in that it's still very linear in its progression. There's not loads of, big climaxes and super, low points. But there's just so much more intrigue and mystery around this song that just grips the listener from, as Lucy said, the very first seconds. And I think there's just so much more storytelling behind the song as well. With Release Me last year, it just sort of went on a bit and then it didn't really go anywhere. Whereas this year, even if it is linear, it still takes you on this journey, and Heike's vocal delivery of that and her emotions sort of through the storytelling are just really good. It's just got that dark twist to it, and it's sort of the thing that I think when Hooverphonic were announced as Belgium's entry in 2020, I think this is sort of what we were all wanting to begin with, and then they dipped with Release Me, and we sort of we can forget about that now. But yeah, I think The Wrong Place is very much right for me, and I'm just loving the whole vibe of it, really.
Deppin.
I've been a huge fan of Hooverphonic for so many years. You don't sell that amount of records, tour all over Europe, and kind of exist for over 25 years without doing something right. Hooverphonic have got 16 albums, including 2 live albums. In terms of their performances, they've performed to crowds of over 50,000. If you remember back to the UEFA Euro 2000, you know, they were the big opening act. And what I love about them is no matter the female vocalist in charge, you know, whether it's Esther or Luca or Naomi or Gaika, the outcome, the end product is undeniably Hooverphonic. They've got a really strong signature sound, which borrows elements of Fiona Apple, More Chiba, Massive Attack, Moloko. It's just brand new heavies. There's just something about them that is just so cool. It's like they're not even trying and they're still so cool. I absolutely love them. The Wrong Place. What's the story here? A one-night stand gone wrong. Well, now, tell me if there's a better universal theme, because we've all been there. Thank goodness for Corona for stopping the clock on that one for me. And, you know, it's a tricky one. Why do you want to wear my T-shirt? You know, I mean, and I'm glad now that there's a song for it. There's a song that I can relate to. This is atmospheric, but at the same time, it's got this dreamy quality, but with a sinister edge. I absolutely love this. It's sophisticated, it's elevated, it's quality production, talented songwriting, clever arrangement. Oh my goodness. This is a song that feels to me like it's been built with great craftsmanship from scratch. This is not some computer thing, add bells and whistles. And this is actually true to their sound. I didn't dislike Release Me, but this is undeniably better. This is so good. You see, Eurovision needs entries like The Wrong Place because it gives it that quality stamp. Absolutely love it.
So about the linear issue, it's really interesting. I feel like Release Me went in a circle. It was kind of like we were experiencing the same thing on loop, whereas this is linear, but like you're on a train going straight, but the scenery is changing, and it's very subtle. You go from hills to forest to lake. Even if the whole thing is flat, you feel like you're taking a lot in. And so much of that does come down to Heike. This music video has spooky undertones. I mean, honestly, it starts with her wearing kind of a wedding veil, singing through it. We know this man ain't your husband because you told us it's a one-night stand. So you're in real deep, real early. The lyrics are very playful. They tell the story. You're lying next to me. I don't know where to hide. I see his smiley face that makes me want to cry. What was I thinking? Because all we did was fight. Don't you ever dare wear my Johnny Cash t-shirt. She's saying, you do not take possession of what is mine. I am an empowered woman and you need to go. She has taxidermy throughout her house, dead animals. Maybe she's hunted them herself. She certainly decapitates his head at the end. And who knows if she will also mount that on her wall. This feels hip. This feels now. It feels timeless. Her beauty, what's the word? I don't think she's an obvious beauty. I think when you look at her, she becomes more and more beautiful as it goes on. And that's like it's actually a gift because it shows it's something deeper. It's like coming from within when someone can draw you in like that. She belongs in a museum. Her bust, do you know what I'm saying? She's a type of woman, a classic beauty. I would see her bust in the Metropolitan Museum or something. She's just an icon. And again, this is no shade against Luca because I think Luca worked with what she had, but Heike has better material here to break it down totally. In terms of the semi-final, we need to look at the running order. And it appears, yes, Belgium is performing in semi-final 1, spot 11. So it goes Norway Tix in 9, Croatia Albina in 10, then Belgium's Hooverphonic, and then Israel's Edna Lena. So Hooverphonic, this kind of, I don't know, mid-tempo to slow, mysterious number, is in between, you know, TikTok from Albina, which is more upbeat, and before Israel, which is also upbeat. So it will definitely stand out sonically. They're working with Hans Pannekuch, who did the Common Linnet staging. He knows how to work with songs that may feel flat initially. Common Linnets, hello. He gives things push. When he's on, he's on. He didn't do so well with Cynic from Belgium a few years ago. But I think with this and with Heike, he will be able to give us something very, very magical, So I think this can advance to the grand final with the right staging. I don't think it's an obvious qualifier. I think it's quality and deserves to qualify, but it is not an obvious qualifier. They've got to nail the staging. Lucy, what do you think about qualification chances?
I really want to see it qualify, and I believe it can, because it is so different from anything else in that semi. There is nothing like, in the whole competition, there's nothing like it. You know, you've got to think, like, the diversity of the people that are watching, they're not all going to want, like, high-tempo pop, and there's a hell of a lot of high-tempo pop around it. Like you say, there's Croatia and Israel bookmarking it. Like, they are both, like, sassy young women, and kind of with a really brilliant pop song, and then you've got kind of this more mature kind of sultry, and it's just so unique. Like, I've never heard anything like this at Eurovision really before, and I think it will absolutely have its audience, and like, it's not a niche audience either, because this is such high quality. So whilst I think, like, in some kind of situations, like, people are kind of saying it's not gonna, or they're kind of ignoring the fact that this is so good, I think it's qualifying. I reckon about 5th or 6th qualifying. I mean, semi-final 1 is, like, absurdly difficult. I mean, it's a bit of a 2018 situation. It's so hard to get out that semi, but they can do it. They can definitely do it, I'm sure.
I think they've definitely put themselves in a much stronger position of qualifying compared to last year. This is by far and away a much stronger and complete package from them. I do think they definitely have a reasonable chance of qualifying. It, as Lucy said, is completely different to, you know, anything else in the contest, really, and, you know, would stand out in most other contests, really. And I definitely think the jury, at least, is really going to see the class and the quality in this entry. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they sort of get called as a qualifier, and I would sort of hope that they are able to sort of make it through as well.
Deppin.
You know, it is important for acts like Hooverphonic to advance to the grand final. I think it's really important to support quality entries. I mean, this is the whole point about having music experts make up 50% of the score, because you cannot fault this on quality. Another thing I'll say is that while I also agree it's borderline, I want it there, but it's not about what I want. It's just about the reality of voting patterns at Eurovision. But what I will say is that if somehow in a really dark universe this doesn't qualify, you can never attack it for being subpar. You wouldn't say, oh, this didn't qualify because blah, 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 blah. There are no negatives attached to this. It is exquisite, and it's sophisticated, and it's really high level, and it's pitching for, you know, I feel like there's some countries that come into Eurovision, it's like Belgium Presents. It's not about competing anymore. It's about, okay, this is our 3 minutes, and this is how we're going to use it. A bit like Compact Disco, Hungary 2012. You know, it was just so different from everything else. So you just had to kind of give it attention, even though, again, it was very linear and it didn't pow, but its simplicity was different. I hope this qualifies, but I do have my reservations as well.
All right, well, now it is time to go around and give our scores out of a 10, along with a justification. For me, when I just hear the audio, I'm not so into it on Spotify or whatever. But when I see the music video, I really, really love it. And so this is why I was torn when assigning my score. Do I give a score based on the music video or based on the audio? And on the day of submitting scores, I clearly based it on the audio, and our accounting firm locks in our scores and it cannot be changed after the fact. So I'm just trying to preface why my score seems very low to me for a song that I actually quite like with the video. I gave this a 5. A 5. However, if I was judging the music video, I probably would have elevated this to a 7.5, but it's too late, and I do hope for great staging and hope they can make the final. Lucy.
I gave this an 8.5. I think it is nearly perfect, but not quite as good as some other songs in the contest. But I do think it is genuinely stunning. I absolutely cannot wait to see it. I think even like when I listen to just the audio, I mean, there are certainly songs kind of like that where you can appreciate it with or without the visuals. But like, even when I was just watching, when they performed on, like, I think it was a Dutch radio channel recently, like the video on YouTube, I was absolutely encapsulated just at Heike's kind of vocals. And there was like no staging there particularly. She was just there singing it. And like, it intrigued me as much as the music video did. So yeah, no, it's stunning. I'm obsessed.
I gave this a 7 out of 10. I think it is a really credible entry, and I'm really thankful that Hooverphonic sort of upped their game from last year. And yeah, overall, it's one that I sort of enjoy just sort of in general, and I'm always sort of quite happy to sort of have this sort of on in the background and sort of on in my playlist. So yeah, just well done.
I deeply dispute what William Lee Adams says about the audio and his lame justification for a low score.
You deeply dispute me having an opinion. No, you can't dispute that. You can dispute perhaps the situation, the circumstances in which we had to give scores, because we actually had to give scores before the live performance, for instance, but our accounting firm has locked us in. Shall I parse all of your scores?
The accounting firm has freed Lucy's scoring.
What's your score for Serbia? I'm still waiting.
Oh, please.
I'm still waiting for the truth to drop.
All our scores on the 21st of March. I'm not going to take all this, the music video, as if you didn't see the music video.
Girl, what's your score?
7. And you know what? If that accounting firm gave me flexibility, I'm going to push it right up. This is a really... Lucy said one word just now, I think genuinely stunning. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful. And even the audio is so layered in such a way. There's a lot going on. This isn't just trip hop. This isn't just easy listening. This isn't just soft rock. It's got so many complexities. And you know what? Yeah, we hear it, William. We all hear it. Thank you very much.
I heard it too. Wait, did you hear me talking throughout this whole video? Saying nothing but happy things, praise, positivity, optimism, hallelujah, love, Heike.
Did you listen?
Did you listen?
Narrative.
Hunty,
No.
I can't give everything a 7 like some people in this chat. So I have to, create variation. So in any case, we move on. Of course, we are not the only Wiwibloggers around the world. There are dozens of us in countries from Australia to the United States, via France, Italy, you name it, we are there. They have also given their scores. And when we calculate the overall global average, we get... Oh wow, we get a 6.16, the exact same score as the Czech Republic's Benny Christo, funny enough. What do you guys make of that?
Higher than yours.
I'm shocked. I am shocked. How is that so low? Like, genuinely, some songs I can say, oh, it's divisive, blah, blah, blah. But this is really good. I'm surprised.
I mean, I guess this sort of, it is still fairly linear, so
That's what we think. What do you think? Do you think Hooverphonic is going to the final? Do you think it hinges on staging? Let us know here on Wiwibloggs.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you always get reminded of our videos.
Leave all your comments down below as well. Tell us what your score is for the wrong place.
And we are on Pinterest. We are on Pinterest.
We don't use Pinterest, so don't go there. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.